right, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Strange Oddities Podcast. If those who are new to the podcast or are avid listeners of Strange Oddities usually see me and me alone, but I have a lovely co-host, co-producer with me today for a special Strange Oddities podcast today. I have my lovely wife.
You've seen me here before.
But for those who are new to the show, welcome to Strange Oddities Podcast. Introducing an awesome couple of gentlemen. They're in the comedy business. They're very funny people. I really highly recommend you go see them. We've seen them a couple of times out in our area. They travel all over the East Coast, as far as Chicago, I believe, and Florida, Canada. They're all over the place. But before I introduce the gentleman, let's get all the boring stuff out of the way. Where can they follow Strange Oddities Podcast?
Or you can follow us on Facebook. Also, I think you have a website for them.
Oh, for them, yes.
For Strange Oddities?
Yes, for Strange Oddities, we do have a website, Strange Oddities, WordPress.com.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube. We simultaneously go live every Thursday night on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe on YouTube. We're almost up to 200 subscribers in just under 50 episodes. I've been a serious podcaster for a long time, and that's a pretty good number for a short period of time. And we got a lot of viewers on YouTube. So wherever you get your podcast from, Spotify, iTunes, see where else are we? Podbean, I believe I'm on. So wherever you get your podcast, that's where you can get Strange Oddities. So these gentlemen, we were going to have both Lou and Carlo Russo, but Lou couldn't make it. If he makes it, that's great. We'll get him on. But I'm going to introduce this awesome gentleman that we have. Here he is.
There he is.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
here we go. I'm going to get you guys in.
There he is.
Guys.
Holy cow.
Hey.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I lost track of time. I was editing. Lost track of time.
No worries. We're just happy to have you.
How are you?
All right, we're great. How do we sound? All right?
Sound fantastic.
All right, great. Guys, listeners and viewers of Strange Oddities Podcast, I want to welcome Carlo Russo and Lou Greco of the Uncle Louie Variety Show is on the Strange Oddities Podcast. Guys, welcome. I appreciate you guys doing the podcast.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
we all have
we all have our coffee in hand. Yeah, or tea, whatever floats your boat. So, I'm used to doing my show at night at 8 o'clock every Thursday night, but we're doing a special podcast to accommodate these awesome comedians that we have today. They're really funny guys. I really recommend the audience check them out wherever they are located in your area. Guys, I'm going to read your bio to our audience if you don't mind, so they know a little bit about you. On your website, it's the Uncle Louie Variety Show.com. It says the Uncle Louie Variety Show is composed of two hilarious Italian-American comedians, Carlo Russo and Lou Greco. For many years, they have been making people laugh through their unique brand of comedy that brings memories and how it was like to grow up as an Italian. All right. Their live shows always exceed the audience's expectations, which is
True.
True, very true. They do different acts. The lovable Uncle Louie and
Pasqualino.
Pasqualino.
He's not Italian.
Yeah, I'm not Italian. I'm sorry. Yeah. Please
We're
forgive
a
me.
Medicon podcast.
Yeah. The duo also performs original music and stand-up comedy. Listen to the amusing stories and humorous jokes of these comedians. They will surely make you smile, laugh out loud, and even cry tears of joy. Yes, I've cried on your show because you guys are just so damn funny.
Thank you.
So that's a little background about these guys. How about we start off with just each of you? How did you start off in this business, and what got you into the comedy business, or getting on the in the industry?
Well,
go first.
It's really easy because we actually both started at the same time. We met each other in 9th grade. I think we were like 15 years old. And
our fathers knew each other, so we kind of, started hanging out in Italian class, and we really didn't have to learn much in Italian, seeing that we spoke Italian at home. And we just started writing jokes, and we would go back to my house, and it's as 14-year-olds go in the basement where we're only allowed to live, and we would write these jokes, and we would put them on video and tape, and back then it would be just recording the old school way, and we just kept on doing that forever, and so we kind of got into comedy that way, just by watching TV and growing up with Don Knotts, Jerry Lewis, and Mighty Pythons and all that good stuff. So we would be influenced by that stuff. And we really didn't get into Italian comedy until probably a decade ago. We were just doing straight up comedy before that. So that's the fast version. I don't know if Lou has something to add on to that.
I mean, keep in mind, the comedy thing was always a side thing for us, just something to have fun. Years ago, we were on cable access TV. There was no money.
No. And there was no plan.
But the thing was, it was just a lot of fun to do, and just to watch what we can. It's just a creative thing, what we can create, what we do on video. Video is a very weird thing, You to do a comedy video. If you don't edit right, it falls flat.
Yeah.
So there's so much to putting some video stuff together. So it was just a matter of having fun for a while. We had real jobs. I had moved to Florida. I was in Florida, Virginia, Massachusetts. I was everywhere. But we still constantly kept in touch. Yeah, I'd come back. We'd do videos and stuff like that just for fun. And 10 years ago, I wrote a word of the day phonetically, so I would just send it out there, and the Italians would read it and go, "That's ridiculous. You don't spell it like that." But they got it and they laughed,
Yeah.
And then Carlo was like, "Why don't we put this to video? Just do your dad." I go, "Okay." So we did the video, 5-minute video, and we went out drinking. It was right before we went to the bars. So it was just something for friends and family, and it turned out later on, where it's a 2-hour show now. So
Yeah. So funny.
It is. It's really hilarious. I just can't stop laughing when I see you guys, and it's just what I love about your show, and I mean this, like, you guys are real with your audience. Like, you bring the reality of what you guys have experienced in life to your audience, and that's what I appreciate about your show.
And I'm Sicilian, so I can relate.
Yeah, she can relate.
I can relate to every single act that you do.
Yeah, which is why I wanted her on the show today. Because I said it would be perfect to have her to share our stories together in the interview. I said it would be great. We'd have a laugh. Yeah.
Well, it's also nice when we do podcasts. A lot of times we might do podcasts with people that haven't come to a show. So it's really nice to know that you guys have been there. You guys know exactly what we're talking about, and you can explain it. So it's a treat when the host is has been to our show. So that's nice.
Yeah.
You guys been there multiple times, I believe.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what's funny, Matthew, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's people I remember and people that I don't. I don't remember you personally, but I remember your wife's face.
Oh,
there she is. There she is. It's funny. I know it's funny. I remember you, but your wife, absolutely. That face, I know. Right.
Do you remember last a month ago when we were in Governor's Brokerage and there was that last couple? They're like, "Come on, one more photo up." That's that.
Yeah,
that's the last
my
ones we talked to.
Yep.
And we talked about the podcast.
Yeah.
And then you probably remember me, Lou, because I had a little fight, of course. Sicilian, I got a fight. No. I had a little fight with the waitress and the bouncer there, and you were going back and forth packing up some equipment in your van.
And I was in the car, and
he was in the van because he was like, "I am not coming in with you."
Was that the hold on the card?
Was there what?
I remember that.
A hold on the card, or some kind of hold on the card and the credit card?
Yes, that was it. They tried.
I hate that shit. Why would they do that? I'm like,
we gave them like half cash and half card, and they put the whole thing on my card, and they took my cash.
The cash.
And then they tell you to wait 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
We're driving home, and I'm like, "Go back." And that's like,
I mean, I know the banking aspect of it because I worked in banking, but it's still a pain in the butt when you have to go through it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna
My
be
money.
back in
Yeah.
we're gonna be back in Long Island at the Jericho Terrace for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's a great
Um,
place.
along with a bunch of people. Oh my God, Austin Giorgio and
Anthony
Anthony
Prosciutti.
We're
Oh,
gonna be,
nice.
and the DJ is ridiculous.
It's gonna be a
Yeah,
great
DJ, he's one. Yeah, he's gonna be there. And
He's-
there's gonna be dancing and comedy and music and food and you
Mhm.
gotta take a look at that
Can you
menu.
get
Oh
off?
my God.
What is DJ? Get off, you idiot!
So you guys listening out there, go and order your tickets and get over
Yeah.
to the Jericho Terrace.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they
Bring in
sell
the new
pretty
year with
fast. Yeah, they do
What-
sell fast.
This is an interesting podcast. Usually we're on either comedy podcast or whatever. But this is an interesting one. I actually have some stuff that I want to tell you guys
Yeah,
about
sure.
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
business. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into that real quick, I just
Yeah.
have one question for both of you guys. Because the comedy industry has so many great comedians out there, especially like years ago, like George Carlin. There was some really great comedians. Chris Farley.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Ones that are passed, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Kiddison, another one.
Yeah.
Great guy, John Candy. What
Oh, I
what
love
have it
John.
what have been some of your major influences on you guys? Was it just your own family and stuff, or were there anybody in the business that really made you guys, all right, I want to do this like professionally?
Yeah. Lou, I'll let you go.
Growing up, I was always I don't know if I was class clown. I guess I was a little bit, but for the family, absolutely. So I would mimic my family. I would mimic my dad, especially. That was easy because I heard 50 years of him going through my head. But I always loved comedy, making people laugh because it's a rush, And Carlos the same way, I mean, it's a rush to make somebody laugh. We would go out, me and him would go out to bars, and we would start talking to new people, and we would do like a little act. Just it's just improv off the cuff, and they're just dying, just the stuff we say and everything else. And it's a rush to be able to do it. I can imagine get on stage and be able to put something together like that, where we can just have go through an experience of just laughter for 2 hours and go, my God, these guys made me feel good for 2 hours. All the bullshit that's going on. Can I swear on this, or is this we're good?
Oh yeah, you can swear.
All right.
Yeah.
All the bullshit that's going on and
No
people,
filter.
and we can, make people smile for 2 hours. Just forget about all the garbage, and just make you laugh.
Yeah.
So it's always been like that. My inspirations were I loved Rodney Dangerfield, Don Rickles, loved Dean Martin. Dean Martin was a freaking funny guy.
Funny.
And just his face and just expressions. Sammy Davis Jr., the Rat Pack, the way they made people laugh just by a face, facial expression.
Yep.
All that good stuff. And but that's the feeling of making somebody feel good and laugh it's a rush. I would love to do it.
Yeah, well, I can tell you guys that I've lost my voice from laughing the next day after
Oh
coming
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Well, my story is a little different. I am coming to America when I was young, from Italy. I would sit myself in front of the TV, and that's a great way to learn how to speak English. So I would sit up there, and the Three Stooges, a huge part of what I like is slapstick comedy and Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, like Lou said.
Yeah, or how about the
Incredible.
Honeymooners, Jackie Gleason?
Yeah, Don Knotts, incredible. Just the facial, when we talk about facial expressions, stuff like that. Carol Burnett, the whole variety show, and I think that's why it kind of bled into what we're doing now as a variety show. And then later, obviously in life, Eddie Murphy was is a genius to me. I think to this day, right now, I think Dave Chappelle is one of those smart comedians that you look up to and go, God, he's got it right now. But generally it's the old timers, like Louie said, the Rat Pack and those movies in the back, Abbott and Costello. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You watch that forever. And, even though, Charlie Chaplin and the silent movies and the comedy that comes out of silence is amazing. So I think we're kind of in the same ballpark. And then, the Holy Grail and Mighty Pythons and all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
we kind of blend that all in together.
Yeah, Benny Hill. Then you got
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill. He was a master at making you laugh without a word. Without a word.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, so
Genius.
Kind of like Mr. Bean now.
Yeah,
Kinda
Mr.
like-
I love
like
Mr. Bean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
My favorite Mr. Bean, I swear to God, he never said a word. It's the chair. He was doing this one bit where his chair was screwed up and they were talking serious at the table, and it would like climb up, right down, and his face, he broke the thing. That made me just cry. I'm just crying. I had to watch it again. Just tears are roll out of my eyes. It's just, and his face, just. That's what it's all about. That's what comedy's all about. It's not necessarily a joke. It's a facial expression. It's a setting, and everybody else has to play a big part in that too.
Sure.
So, the things we write, Carlo and I, we think the same way. So when I come up with an idea, boom, it hits him. Same thing with him. He comes up with an idea. It's like,
we're both on the same track. Yeah, we know exactly where we want to go.
Yeah,
sometimes it's hard, because Louie and I have been together for 35, 36 years. So the ideas are, we both share the same ideas. It's got to be tough for somebody who's working with someone, maybe a year or two, where they're not really the same kind of flow. Where Louie and I don't have to worry about that.
Wife. It's much tougher on Carlo's wife.
Yeah. We have this thing. If she laughs, we know it's amazing. She's heard it all, and nothing makes her. It's like when you guys hear, you probably heard for the first time. She's heard it for probably the 5 billionth time, and so when she gets a chuckle, we're like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and she's probably like, would you guys get it right already?
Right.
It's funny how we do a different show every year. You guys have probably seen it a little different, but we keep a couple of pieces that people ask for, the songs they ask for. Can you play this song at the show? Okay, so we'll put it in. We'll plug it in for people. But when we have nothing and we're looking to write a new show, it's almost like we're nervous. We get scared, and then we spend a day, and within an hour and a half, we have a 3-hour show we got to cut down to 2.
Wow.
So it's like we have so much material in the back of our heads.
Yeah.
And each character takes about 15 to 20 minutes to actually put a good sketch together.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things someone said to us is there is no good 20-minute sketch. There just isn't.
Not in comedy, yeah.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know how the hell you guys did Snow White for 20 minutes. And everybody went crazy. He goes, I have no idea how you did that. And I said, well, it's a matter of not, you have little jokes that set up the big punchline. So the nice thing about those sketches is, I was talking to Carlo a couple of weeks ago about this. I said, it's funny how the audience think that's the big joke, where it's coming, and then all of a sudden they get hit.
Another one, right?
Oh my God! Right. That's what we try to do. That's the whole key of what we try to do. Make it clever enough to where they think they've heard the best of it, and then pow, right at the end, hit them, and that's what makes it an experience.
Yeah.
To do what we do, and I'm not saying, oh my God, we're the best, and I just hear what people say.
Yeah.
It's all about timing. When you're working with 2 people, when you're on your own on stage, you're your own. You have your own cadence. You have your own timing. You have your own, setup. When you're working with multiple, now you're relying on the other person or multiple people to have the same chops or timing or idea or flow or even acting. So I think a lot of people see that oh yeah, these guys have known each other over 30-some years. They know exactly their timing. They don't step on each other, and if they do, it becomes funnier. And so that's very important. Not that not everybody can just jump up there and talk for 2 hours and have it look flawless. And I think we get away with that because we have 30 years of knowing each other and our timing, and it's a very important thing. you know, like Louie said, there's never a good idea to have a 20-minute, joke. Because it's too long. The setup is too long. Nobody deals with 20-minute setups. So when the comedian said that to us, he's like, rule number 1, don't have a joke longer than, whatever. And you guys have a 20-minute, but it's genius. So we take that to heart and go, you know what? We're doing something right.
Yeah,
definitely.
You are. Yeah. So again, I really appreciate you guys doing this podcast. I'm probably throwing my audience off a loop because
let's talk about some ghosts.
Yeah. Because I don't normally have this type of topic on my show, but recently I decided to expand my show into entertainment and cover a broader spectrum in my podcast because I don't want to just be narrow to like a few subject topics and a few guests that are only like covering certain things. Sure. So I wanted to broaden the horizons of all of my audience and capture different things and really grab what people are into these days. And the entertainment business has so many opportunities as far as guest topics and really cool things to talk about that's out there. So I thought of these guys and I said, my wife and I were like, we got to get these guys on the show because we want to make people laugh. And I thought this would be a great opportunity.
Well, thank you. It's an honor. Anytime anybody asks us that they want to listen to us, we are humbled. Usually nobody wants to listen to us, but
but we're humbled to have you on the show. So Strange Oddities podcast. What are some of the strangest things that you guys have both run into in the business? Is there anything that stands out?
Yeah, I
in the business,
I have the house when we immigrated to America, we moved to one house that we actually grew up in, and we just actually sold about a year and a half ago. So we've been in this home for 40 some odd years. So and we moved in the traditional way: mom, dad, the 2 kids, grandmother, 2 uncles, in a 2-bedroom house. So and of course we had to have the basement and all that. And I never felt anything weird or anything like that until my grandmother passed away in the house. She passed away in the in her sleep in the bedroom. And after that, the house felt like there was somebody or something in it. You always heard things. At times people would feel people touching them. My wife, when we first got married, we also lived in that house. My parents let us have the house until we got on our feet. And, my wife was
they broke in and touched everybody in the
that was the rent. They had to touch us. No, but my wife was in the bathroom getting ready, and she thought I tapped her on the forehead, on the back of her head. She could actually still feel the finger on her, and she's like, "Leave me alone, stop." And I'm totally in like 2 rooms over, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you yapping about?" And she goes, "Oh my God." So we had a tenant that lived upstairs that we would tell the story, and he'd be like, "Oh my God, I haven't experienced anything yet." And one day he was downstairs doing laundry. He was coming upstairs through our staircase and then into his, and he saw this figure of a woman. He thought it was my wife, because it was late. It was dark out. I mean, it was dark. It was late. And he thought my wife was standing in front of our door. But then as he got closer, he realized it was not human. Obviously, it was transparent. And it was a woman's figure, and he freaked out, and he walked up. And listen, he's a director of horror movies, so if he was freaked out,
Yeah.
But I never felt like it was a scary whatever ghost or whatever you guys call it. I always felt safe. It was nothing that they were doing horrible harm to us. My mother would hear her name being called, and that was her mom that passed away. What's that?
It was grandma.
The door being left open when we secure it, and it was like one of those bolt locks, and it would be opened all the time. We would wake up to the doors open, lights being on, flickering, and we used to have people come in. There was a woman that worked with my brother that kind of dealt with what you guys do, and the minute she walked in, she heard no stories. we were just getting ready to go out that night, and he worked in a restaurant, and people would all hang out. And the minute she walked in, she'd be like, "Oh, you guys know you guys have ghosts in here, right?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, you can tell by not." She was one way through electricity and just a feeling that she had, and it was So we have experienced a lot of things that you can't explain in that home,
Wow,
but
very
never
cool.
never a threat.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times, like spirits just
Yeah,
come
it's
and
not.
go, and could be a loved one visiting and just making their presence known, saying, "Hey, hey, Carlo, we're here. We're just we're visiting." And,
Right.
it's 99% of the time. It's rare when you have something negative, that's really harmful to people. We know that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we have
because of what we
visitors
do.
all the time because
Yeah,
of what we do.
because of what we do, we have hitchhikers come and go all the time. Yeah. Not
That's
real
another show.
hitchhikers.
Wow. That's for HBO or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Lou?
It's weird how you can tell, like the house that I live in now, I feel there's no action, there's no feeling, I mean, nothing. From the minute I walked in, you walk into our old house, it's like it surrounds you.
Yeah,
It's a weird thing. Not everybody
You can
feels
tell.
it. I don't know if Lou ever felt it. He grew up in that house as well. I don't know
Right.
if he ever felt
I
that.
got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Some people don't.
There was one incident when I was a kid, but it was more like my grandfather passed away before he got to see me. I was raised, I was named after him, and I was probably 3. And I went to my mother. I said, "Who's that guy over there?" And it was in the bedroom at night. It's like 3:00 in the morning. My mother was like, "There's nobody there. It's just the shadow from the Virgin Mary." I go, "No, not there. Over there. There's somebody over there. There's a guy over there." And my mother's like, "Just go to sleep. There's nobody there." And freaking out. And then she felt this like touch her warm, like there was a warm thing on my arm just to touch. Like she was like, "Oh shit." So, and then there was just one other incident where when my uncle passed away, it was the year after, I believe, it's Christmas Eve. And my uncle always said, "You want a little wine? You want a little wine?" That was a thing. And he used to get me fucking wrecked, And I would be sitting there, and the funny thing is the glasses were this big.
Yeah.
But they were always full. When you turn your head, there would be a glass. So you would have like 20 glasses of homemade wine and just be wrecked. And my aunt would be like, "Oh my God, the jaw!" And he would make, "I'm gonna make a coffee, sit down." So when we got done, it was Christmas Eve. I think it was Christmas Eve. I'm pretty sure we're all sitting around the table, and my uncle had passed away the year prior, and we were talking about it. I miss your dad. And then my cousin Francesca comes out and she goes, "You want a little wine?" And as soon as she said wine, the light went poof.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Wow.
That's a sign.
Not like this. Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's a sign.
It was crazy. Just, "You want a little wine?"
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have wine.
So, I'll take it.
It's interesting. And you always want someone to experience it, so you don't feel like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And it's weird when in my case, in that house we were talking about, when it's not just me that felt it, I knew, okay, all right, there's something here. When my wife says it, when a guy that lives upstairs says it, when my brothers experience it, my mother, it kind of tells you like, okay, I don't know what's happening in the world, in the universe, afterlife, but this is something. It's something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but we got something here, right? I mean, it just kind of makes you think, yeah, we might not be alone.
There's
Might
a
be something bigger than this.
lady at my door.
Right.
Lady.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
right.
what I like about
Ghost
that.
stuff, though, visual though, I haven't really seen any ghosts. We used to go ghost hunting, believe it or not, way back.
Oh, wow.
Empty houses.
We'd go in an empty house. Somebody would say, "Oh, this house is haunted." We'd go in there.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy used to bring 2 knives. I go, "What are you gonna do?
Yeah, with a
You're
knife.
transparent. What are you gonna do with a knife?" So we go through nothing. We've never experienced anything. I haven't experienced anything like otherworldly, other than those type of things. But could it be explained? Yeah, at that specific moment in time,
Yeah.
light bulb goes off.
Yeah.
Somebody could say that, but visually, I haven't seen anything. So here's what I'm proposing. You guys, if you guys have a specific area that's definitely, how great would it be to have 2 comedians?
Oh yes, this has got to happen.
And then, you know, something happened and it turns to us. Oh, I got to change my. Like, we'll make it a whole comedy horror thing.
Yeah.
Put it all together.
Listen, we got lots of locations with really good activity.
Yeah.
Where
We can get
where
you
at
in.
least one person always walks away with an interesting experience.
Usually
You
me.
guys are always welcome. Anytime you're available,
Well, thank you.
you got the invitation.
Yeah, we got to put that together. We can have a lot of videos on that.
We'll put that shit on Patreon right there.
Oh, we got to do
Yeah,
that.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got done with, just to let you guys know, I just got done redoing one of our videos. Minkia, it's cold outside. So you probably saw
the
it.
Christmas songs are coming.
I've been spending a couple of hours trying to cover because I had to edit it on my phone the last time. So the cuts, it is what it is. And the music, the song, it was flat, you know, the singing. So I said, yeah, I'll do some harmony. I'll do some stuff. And so I cut that. But in 2 weeks, you guys are going to hear this is the best video, best song we've ever done.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I like
Cool.
Parody to Gangnam Style. So
Nice.
it's called Bala Nonu Style. So you can only imagine what the video is going to be like.
Yeah.
And we just put it together. Everybody's freaking out about it. I'm like, all right, so we got to do the video right. But we got videos coming out in the next couple.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Tell them your favorite song that they do.
I want a piece of your cake. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing that's got to be done, the piss of you cake has to be done right on stage, and we figured it out.
Mhm.
Because before we used to just sing it. I want a piss of you cake, you know. Everybody's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's how we act in the facial expressions.
Yeah.
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 Make that
I can see
song.
that.
And that's kind of the same thing as like broken English. When you do broken English, there's like, did you see the new Gucci movie?
No, not yet.
All right. So I will watch it right there. When they had the things, they had the broken English. I'm like, that's not how my father talks.
Yeah.
That's not how anybody talks. You guys sound Russian. It's stupid, you know.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get actors, you know.
I just can't
Yeah.
stand it, the fact that a director can say, yup, that's a perfect Italian, broken English Italian accent. When all of the Italians right now are all over Facebook, Instagram. You can't get a good Italian, broken English Italian accent. So that kills it for me. It's all done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they worry about. I think they worry more about the name recognition, Lady
Okay.
Gaga and this
That's
and
why
that, and the
Right,
other,
right.
movie's gonna be.
than worrying about the authentic, you know, and that's where they lose a lot of the, you know, the audience when we're watching, going, "What the hell are they talking about?" I
The
can't.
Italians are gonna be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
You know who really did a good one was Moonstruck.
yeah.
With Cher. I
Yep.
liked Cher doing that. That was good.
Yeah, she loves that
She
movie.
was nothing Italian, but yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's the thing with broken English. You gotta have it's hand motion.
Mhm.
It's like my father be like, "What's the matter with you?"
Oh
You know,
my God.
you have this.
well, they use their whole body.
My
Like,
father.
a lot of
Like
people when
that.
you speak,
Right.
Yeah.
Any
You know,
type
when
of movement with the broken English,
right?
that's true Italian.
It's like a
Right.
dance. It's like a dance.
Expressions.
The
It's like a
hand.
dance. They put their body and their soul into it.
Yeah.
But one thing that we always hear, getting back to the ghost stuff, we do a lot of theaters, and 99% of these theaters, everybody has a ghost story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There must be so many hauntings in all these theaters because they're so old. Most of the theaters, 90, 100 years old, and that's interesting to hear people when they're working and going, "Oh yeah, the upstairs office is haunted," or, I mean, that's got to be kind of. You guys ever go in a theater and do a show in a theater?
We've done a couple of theaters.
We did a
Yeah.
couple of investigations at a theater, and there was one place that had claims of a little boy who was there for a summer camp, and they used to say that they used to see him walking on the catwalk. I actually got a photograph of him.
No way.
Yeah.
On the catwalk, just
But
like
what's
leaning over the railing. Like
What's
this,
really great
you know?
about this story of this theater we did is in Westchester, in a modern mall area. It's not an old theater; it's a modern theater. Was built recently, but they brought in old chairs from a older theater that burned down in a fire that was
Really?
across the street that used to be there long ago, probably almost 100 years ago. And they wanted to display the chairs as like a memorabilia piece for that theater to recognize, the old time people from that theater and stuff. But I think when they brought those items into the theater, they brought the energy that was still with those items into their theater. And I think that's what made them experience those things in a modern theater. So that's kind of the thing
interesting.
that
They can go with the objects. There's doesn't have to
Right.
be the whole property, or they can move around with the energy can move with product. Oh my God, that's crazy having a photo. I mean, that photo should be like the most popular photo in the world.
I love it. I think it's a great photo.
Yeah, we don't that's the thing about us. We're humble about our evidence that we collect on investigations. We don't go out wanting to be famous about it and go, oh, we got the holy grail of what we do, and
Right.
we don't boast about it.
Yeah, we don't usually.
That's all right. Let us do that for you. Just send it to us.
Yeah. We'll take all that heat for you. What do you think about? What do you guys think about all these shows that are on TV that do what you're doing? Are these? Can you spot someone that's full of crap, or can you see if they're? What's that?
Yeah, it's TV.
It is, yeah.
Some of it's real and some of it's not.
Yeah,
Right. It's entertainment.
The problem is with TV, you don't know what's real and what isn't because of TV itself. That in its own right, it's hard. But we've talked to other production.
We've been on TV. We've done some. We did Paranormal Survivor and
Paranormal Night Shift.
We did Paranormal Night Shift. But they changed the story. You know what I mean? Like, you have this great story or whatever, but then, it's all production. So
they'll botch it. Yeah.
The producers would be calling me up saying, would you mind if we change the story a little to make this?
It wasn't a spirit. It was a demon.
Yeah, because we don't have a budget for this. And, and so.
Yeah. So they want to scare people.
They want to,
they're looking for dark. They're looking for scary. The networks have to make their money. They got to build an audience. They need money for their network, so that's what they do.
Like in our story, they had Matt had gotten scratched. We had an attachment for a couple of years, and that's what the story was based on. So Matt had gotten scratched in the shower, but on TV,
out of all places, the shower.
But on TV, he comes out of the shower, and it looks like Freddy Krueger got him.
Yeah.
It was hysterical. It was like he was bloody all over.
Yeah,
and
with the scratch I had coming out on TV, I should have been dead.
Oh, my arm's gone. It was a scratch.
Yeah. Just a little teeny scratch.
Well, you gotta suck the people in, I guess, on TV, right?
Yeah, you gotta get them.
Right.
So.
We
really
tried it
to do what you guys do. I mean, I love it. I love talking about it. Maybe because I experienced it, so I'm a believer, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. How did you guys get into it?
We've had our own personal experiences when we were younger. And, for me personally, I had a car accident, and I should have had a lot of injuries or even died during the car accident. I was almost wrapped around a tree, and I walked away with just little cuts and bruises. And even the police officer at the scene was like, "There's no way you should have walked away living." And all my windows were blown out. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and when I got out of the car and looked at the car, it was like the whole side of the car was just done. And I was just like, how did I walk out of there alive? And that made me question that there's more out there. I felt maybe something protected me or something watched over me. And, why am I still here?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I have a purpose,
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's how I look at my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But you've had experiences when you were younger.
When I was younger, actually, in the house that I grew up in with my family, I had a lot of experiences, and I'm sensitive, so I can feel these things, and so that's kind of how I was always into it. That's how I got started.
Yeah. So
I got to see a ghost. We got to do this. I want to shit my pants at least once. Where I'm like, oh, there's a kid on a catwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall.
I want to experience that as well. Again.
Yeah.
But this is awesome.
like the Italian family getting together with the spirits. But
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
God.
want any Italian spirits. I don't want any
Actually,
Italian spirits. I don't want to. What's the matter with you? What's
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
I had enough of that.
They still want to feed you in the afterlife, you know.
Yeah.
Eat. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I have a funny story. I had gone a while ago to see a psychic medium, and he didn't know I was Italian. He just knew my first name or whatever, and he's sitting there, and he's a very well-known psychic medium on Long Island, and he's like this. He's like, they're all talking at once. I'm like,
yeah, that's my family.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a Long Island medium? What's her name?
Teresa?
Teresa.
Yeah,
Teresa.
Um,
We haven't met her,
yeah, not personally,
but
I know
apparently we found out that she's actually related to our in-laws by marriage. We don't know her yet, but
yeah,
we found
There you
out
go.
that her side of the family is related.
yeah,
You guys can have a show together.
that would be great.
Yeah.
You find him and she talks to him.
Yeah. So, but not to put your dad in the grave because he's up there in age, but I can imagine what her father would be yelling and screaming when his parent comes and visits.
Yeah, he likes to tease Matt.
Yeah. Her dad and I have such a unique relationship because I don't understand a word of Italian. And when we talk, he thinks I understand him because I nod him. I just yes him to death.
Right.
And it's like, and then like sometimes it'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's his favorite line.
You think so, but then when you leave, he just turns over and goes, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
What the hell's that Medigan talking about?
Yeah.
He's still kind of such a name.
He tries to get him to eat weird foods that Matt would normally not
Not
eat, and
eat.
then when he doesn't want to try it or he doesn't like it, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
going crazy. So
They're
Yeah.
so dramatic.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So
Well,
dramatic.
That's why
Another
we
funny-
love them.
Yeah, another funny story will make you guys laugh and appreciate as Italian is he had when I was first like knowing their family and we were over there for Sunday Italian afternoon spaghetti and meat,
Sure.
pasta afternoon, and he had a bottle of iced tea bottle. It was an Arizona iced tea bottle, the big ones that are clear, and I thought it was iced tea in there. And he's like, you want some? He's like, you want to try? I said, yeah, sure, I'll try.
You don't know what's in there.
No,
Homemade wine.
homemade wine.
Now that'll put hair on your chest, right?
Yeah, 'cause he makes
Cold
homemade
coffee,
wine.
homemade wine or grappa, one of the three, and then you have no idea what's
Yeah.
Jeez, that's funny.
Yeah. So
Well, guys, I have a son that I have to bring to basketball practice in about 5 minutes.
okay.
All
You
right.
guys
All
can
right. Yeah,
continue.
no worries. We can end this in a minute or two. But guys, no, really, we've had a blast on
Yeah,
the
it was a
show.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for doing
Anytime.
the podcast. We have to do it again sometime in the future.
We have to ghost hunt together
Yes.
soon. So
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
find
sign us
something that's
up.
really like 100%, you're like, we're gonna give us a call because if we got
All
the time, we'll take a drive down there. We'll do our own videos.
Oh yeah, we'll videotape it.
oh,
Might even
definitely.
even bring a couple other guys with us in
Mhm.
our production team. And
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
that would be freaking hilarious because we'll
Okay,
have
yeah.
an extra pair of pants.
Yeah.
And
Well,
After the new year, we'll set something up.
you'll have a lot of
Absolutely.
phantom odors going on because I'll be pissing on the floor from laughing too much.
get up!
That's
man.
all right.
He's gonna beat your ass. Get up! He's running after.
But
Thank you,
guys,
you guys have been great. I appreciate Matt. And your name, I'm sorry. Your
Josie.
wife- Josie. Thank you guys again. Thank you for supporting us. It's
Thank you.
we appreciate it, and we'll be in Long Island. We come all the time, you know that. So I'm sure we'll be seeing you guys very, very soon.
We'll see you soon.
real quick, guys, do you guys want to share any upcoming stuff? Plug you guys away, and
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we are going to be in December 10th. We are going to be in Cleveland at the Hannah Playhouse Square. That's next week, next Friday. Then we're going to be in Batavia Downs Casino on Thursday, December 16th. And then December 19th, we're in Hamilton, New Jersey at the Cathedral. And then for New Year's Eve, with the Jericho Terrace for New Year's Eve, that'll end out our 2021. And then we're back in Florida end of January. So if you want to see where you can get tickets, just go to the UncleLouieVarietyShow.com and you'll see everything there. You can buy tickets, you can buy merchandise, pretty much everything.
Follow us all through our social media, Facebook, obviously the Uncle Louie Variety Show. We're on YouTube, of course. We're on Instagram, TikTok, whatever format you guys want to follow. We'll be on there, and we do Patreon as well. Patreon.com/the Uncle Louie Variety Show for members only, exclusive videos that you'll see the ghost hunting on when we're joining you guys. So
Nice.
we want to thank you guys, and give
Yeah.
them hell, man.
Yeah. So
You too.
yeah, you too. Really, it's been such an honor. We wish you guys a lot of luck with your endeavors, and what you do is great. Everybody wants to have a good laugh. Check these guys out. Happy holidays to you guys.
Yes,
Merry
happy
Christmas,
holidays.
Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you guys celebrate.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff.
Yep. We'll stay in touch, guys.
All right, thank you guys.
All right. Take
Have a
care.
good one.
Thank you so much.
Be well. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
That was great.
That was great,
a lot
guys.
of fun. Two great guys.